Hello Internet friends, a guide on the appearance tab in Star Wars Galaxies Legends. This is one of the most appealing things about the NGE version of Star Wars Galaxies for me. It makes it so that you're not confined by the stats that are on the clothes that you're wearing for combat. You can wear whatever you like. You don't have to wear that composite armor that you did pre-CU and so forth. And it's all done by the appearance tab. Let's face it, Naplu looks like a bit of a chump here with this statted clothing that I've got on, with his mismatched pants and boots and his Jedi robe, which is no good on Tatooine most of the time. It's burning hot, so I've gone and got a selection of clothes that I like the look of. Now, I think the easiest way to equip these things is to not use the appearance tab itself, but to do everything from the inventory. I'll talk about the tab in a little while. And doing so is very easy. You simply bring up the radial menu on the item in question and select Equip Appearance for each one. Now you can see he's starting to look a little bit better. The clothes that he's wearing match the cloak, but there's still some things that are annoying me that we can do something about. Now, to be clear, most items that can be worn in the game can be also worn as an appearance item, with the exception of backpacks and containers and things like that. So everything is kind of an appearance item. You have that option on most clothing, but there is also a subcategory of item known as appearance items, and these are actually invisible, so that when you equip them they don't appear on your character. And you can really play around with this. So for instance, I've gone and got an appearance jacket here, as you can see appearance tab jacket, but it's invisible. So when I click that, equip it with the appearance, as you can see, it takes off the appearance of the Shatterpoint cloak, but we don't see that jacket because it's invisible. And the same can be done for these. There are some really cool necklaces in the game. This one that I've got, the necklace of heroism, but I don't like the look of it. And you can do the same with the appearance tab necklace, which is invisible. Let's equip that. And it takes away that silly necklace. And now I think he looks a lot better, Naplu. Now, I'm going to put a link to a great guide on the appearance tab by Rorash of the Star Wars Galaxies Legends team, who goes into this in a lot more detail. But if you want to see the appearance tab, you open your menu here, the little button, and go to appearance. And you can see all your items kind of listed out there in the various slots. I am referring you to that Rorash guide because, to be honest, this whole thing here has always confused the hell out of me. Dragging and dropping items. I prefer to work in this inventory. It seems a lot more straightforward to me. But you can see all the items that that you're wearing for your appearance if you open this tab. And if you go down here, show equipped items, you can see what you've actually got equipped as opposed to your appearance. So as you can see, it was as he looked before we did those appearance tabs. So that's the appearance tab, and I would urge you to play around with it. This is how kind of I've always wanted to play Star Wars Galaxies, and it's one of the things that really disappointed me about the early game was the inability to really tailor your character, and with the appearance tab options you can do that. So as I say, most items in the game can be equipped as appearance items, and then there are these specific appearance items that are also invisible. And I'll take us to the Bazaar now, and I'll show you where they are on the Bazaar because they have their own category there. Okay, so let's have a look at the Bazaar. Now, the confusing thing is that the invisible appearance items are not actually under the clothing options. They're under miscellaneous. So come down to miscellaneous, the first item there, all the invisible appearance items are listed. Now, you don't have options for absolutely everything: belt, gloves, jacket, left bracelet, necklace, right bracelet, and vest. Those are the appearance the invisible appearance items. Not many on the Galactic Bazaar, but if you search vendor locations, there's absolutely loads, and there's some great vendors doing all this stuff. And the good thing about the invisible appearance items is they're very cheap. Cheap to craft for the clothing manufacturers and cheap to buy. Now, before leaving, I just wanted to mention another quirk of the appearance. Well, it's a combination of the cybernetic body parts and the quirks of how clothing works in the game and appearance items work in the game. As you can see, Snutsnot here has a cybernetic arm. Now, if I equip his Ithorian jacket as an appearance item, as you can see, now he doesn't have a cybernetic arm. It's a little bit confusing how this works in the game. So as you can see, show equipped items, his cybernetic arm is equipped there, but then when you put the jacket on, it's gone. So just be aware of that. Sometimes kind of the way the models I'm not technical enough to know why this happens, but basically, if you equip a jacket as an appearance over a cybernetic arm, sometimes the cybernetic arm will disappear. But obviously, you're still getting the stats from the cybernetic arm, and it's similar to kind of just covering up the fact that you've got one. So, depending on whether you want to see the arm or you don't want to see the arm, it can be a benefit or a curse. In the case of Snutsnort, I kind of like the fact that we can't see it, and I can cover it up by him wearing a jacket. But if you want to see it, well, you can't wear that jacket in this case. So it's just something to bear in mind. Like I say, you're going to have to play around with it, see how the various clothing works in tandem, whether it's appearance, whether it's not. And but as I said, the good thing is when you're messing around with clothing in the game is generally people are very reasonable about pricing. You're not going to have to spend thousands and thousands of pounds like you do sometimes, credits, sometimes like you do with the armor, trying different kinds of armor. With clothing, it's usually very cheap, so you can play around. So I hope you do enjoy playing around with the Appearance tab. Like I say, it's one of my favorite things in Star Wars Galaxies Legends, and I hope you can come up with some really interesting looks for your character. All right, thanks for watching. Hope this guide helped, and I'll see you later. Bye.